Welcome back to Strength Cultures Podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. We are back with another episode, all four back in the chairs today. Welcome back, Charles.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Feeling a bit under the weather, mate.
Tiny bit under the weather.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed. Because I just want to, I'm actually enjoying.
You want to feel good?
I want to feel good. Yeah. Training. I was, I feel like when you were younger, you used to want to get sick because you're like, I could take a few days off school.
I've never wanted to get sick in my life.
And then as you get older, being sick is just like an annoyance. It's just like rule. It's just, you just don't feel 100%. And you're like, I'm not, and like you obviously get those, I remember when COVID happened, I was like bedridden. Like they're the ones where you're like that sick where you can still get up and do stuff and everything. But
that annoying amount of sick.
Training's hard. Training hurts. Thinking hurts. Like those more annoyances.
Yeah.
But I do want to, I'm spewing because
You want to feel good?
I want to feel good.
I saw you went to the I was going to say the Dan Gorringe thing.
It was the Dan.
Yeah, what's the Dan Gorringe thing?
The Dan game.
Was half that crowd there just for him?
Sold So Deuce bought the tickets because she was on it. She's always on that stuff real quick.
She's gone in a few Hamish and Andy ones as well, I think.
Yeah. He was initially was just going to have one bay, and he sold that out. So he sold 3 bays. I think he sold 5,000 tickets.
How many people were there?
At the actual thing, I didn't get didn't have the crowd thing, but the first level was pretty full. Second level was pretty full, and it would have been 25 to 30.
Wow,
25 to 30, somewhere around there. Because
they haven't done that in a few years, have they?
2019. So I'm assuming COVID would have stopped it, and then they
just took a few years to get it back off the ground.
Up and running.
Yeah.
It was good. It was actually I enjoyed it more than I thought.
You caught the ball.
Like I marked the ball.
You marked the ball. Sorry, marked the ball.
Terminology, James.
Terminology.
How are the mitts? Sticky mitts?
Sticky
mitts.
No, we were right.
Have you ever seen the video of Charlie kicking the goal in like some prelim final? We'll have to get that up.
Good one. How far out we are?
Outside the 50.
It was a great goal.
Yeah,
and then he's running back. He's like,
finals, mate. It was footy. It was really good. Prime Train was playing.
Yeah.
BT really didn't like the whole.
I saw all of that. Yeah.
Got to get with the ages, the times. Like I'm not a huge.
Yeah, he sounded like resentful.
He turns it up because he knows people want. Or he personally just really doesn't like it.
And this is Dan Gorringe's whole thing is like, just they called it the old man media. It's just like they're so out of touch. They played the game 30, 40 years ago, but they still think they know what's right, and they're just very out of touch.
Yeah.
And like they're really shit commentators too. Like BT's a terrible commentator of the game. They need to go. He needs to go. He's terrible. But he really didn't like the influence, like the whole.
I saw Nick Rewalt made a comment as well in the rooms. He was like
him and Dan have a bit of friendly banter though.
It was just like it wasn't like it was just like a one sentence, and it was like, oh, he feels a bit like, I don't know, misguided by it all or whatever. Similar, it would have been the same sense of like BT. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something. He was like, oh, it's meant to be the All Stars, but there's like people that haven't played much or something. Because apparently there was a few influences that weren't even like big. Like Prime Train's huge. He's got like 300,000, 400,000.
But then like Hughesy played. Dave Hughes.
Well, there was the thing, if they're going to let Hughesy and Prime Train and Dan Gorringe, like maybe not on the same level.
And Dan Gorringe played footy though.
Well, no, Dan Gorringe, but like say Prime Train, like he is maybe I don't know if he's. How do we compare him and Hughesy, who's had more of a reach? Either way, they're both popular guys. Neither of them have played AFL, but like Hughesy's in there because he puts bums on seats.
Yeah, so I don't understand what's the criteria for choosing a legend of the AFL like Hughesy.
Well, I think that's what the Nick Rewalt comment was.
But prior to this, 6 years ago, did they always have just like random Australians?
I think they just had media people.
Figures?
They had media people.
Well, that's what Prime Jamie is.
There would be like someone who was on Big Brother that year or like stuff like that. From what I can remember, there was always a couple random.
It's marketing.
Because when I think of AFL legends, I'm thinking of people who've.
But it's never been. I think the point is, it's never been that. It's not like an All Stars match. It's like there's some ex-players and there's some random.
They said they probably should change the name of it.
Yeah,
because it is a Legends game. That is what it. Yeah,
that's what it's called.
Maybe like 30 years ago it was. It was just like all 50-year-old.
Yeah, but then you could argue that Dan Gorringe is a legend because
I think he is.
He's growing the game in a different way. Like he brought 5,000 people. I probably Deuce and I probably wouldn't have gone to that game.
I reckon half the crowd would have
if he didn't promote it and she bought the tickets for his bay.
I think that's valid, but we're getting into semantics again. What's the legend of the game? When I hear legend of the game, I think a former player who had a great career.
Yeah, Brendan Favola.
Brendan Favola, legend of the game. Like Nick Rewalt, legend of the game.
I don't reckon that's semantics.
I don't know. I'm not saying semantics is a bad thing, but I'm like, we have to get into semantics.
I feel like with the way the world is going.
But what is the legend of AFL? Like, if I hear legend of the game, what is the legend of the AFL? You'd think like a former player who had a good career, is a big name, like not
or a big coach or something.
guy, but like,
but it's also a game for charity.
Yeah,
so
true. But then maybe they need to change the name because when you call it Legends of the Game, people expect, and then BT
gets his fucking
upset, and there's probably a bunch of.
I saw all those comments though. Like every time Prime got the ball, he made a comment. I was like, man, come on, all right, 1 or 2 at the start.
But he's in here now. Let's accept it. Just all right.
Yeah, maybe I'm a big fan of Prime Train. I'm a massive fan of Prime Train.
He just didn't like Prime Train or Dan. Or Ollie. But
yeah.
Right. But again, it's just like,
so it was good though. The crowd was good. It
was good. It was actually it was a good thing. Yeah, it was a good event. I liked it.
Nice. I didn't watch the game, but I heard that he's banned 12 years from a Legends game now, right? Which is like the next 3.
12 years.
Didn't he get a $7,500 fine?
He got a fine that was revoked.
Why did he get a fine?
For flipping the birds. So he did 12 times apparently.
He reckons he did 40. He's like, I did that. So when he came up to his bay, he said on the podcast, he was going to come to the bay, I'm going to flip you guys off. And then everyone else, like the whole bay flipped him off. So, yeah.
But they revoked the fine.
They revoked the fine. I didn't. Where did you see that? Because on the podcast,
I think that was on one of his videos.
Nah, he got a fine and that was it.
And he had to make an apology or something.
It was like $7,500.
And then he said, "Can I pay in these?" Anyway, they revoked it. And he also said, "I'm never fucking playing footy again." He goes, "That was the last one." So
he's the thing.
He's huge at the moment.
Absolutely monstrous. Maybe we need a Legends novice comp, Legends powerlifting comp.
Jeremy Borzillo.
Get all the heavy hitters in for a day.
I just think, but with the whole the influencer thing, I just think it's just a very big generation.
It's a generation thing,
absolutely.
Because to me, it's like that's the way the world is now. Like influencers are like. I still remember when we had Gabe here and like the boys downstairs. It was Jack and stuff were losing it.
Yeah.
Like that's just the way the world is now. Like they're the new celebrities.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's where people are paying attention. Like, we just don't watch TV. We just don't know the names as much. Like, it's true though. We don't. Like, we're out of touch with, just like how BT's out of touch of what's happening on TikTok. We're out of touch of what's happening on free-to-air TV. Like, who's?
But you're not
the news.
No, genuinely, I am though. Like, I watch the news. I'm like, these people. Like, Peter Hitchens, I know him, and then the next person, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like,
the news is fucking dead.
Mainstream.
I don't think I've ever been up to date with the news, man.
Yeah. I was for a time, but not anymore.
Not the mainstream stuff, no, not at all. How was the novice comp this week, Dids? How'd we go?
Novice comp was mad. As always, firstly, shouts out to the community for getting around us, helping out. Obviously, we do a bit of we reach out in the lead up and get enough hands on deck, and then as always, people who I didn't even ask to help just come down and help out when they weren't even asked to, which we love it. People getting there early, staying back late when they wasn't even asked of them. So yeah, really appreciate it. We couldn't do these things without the community. Thank you guys.
Shouts out.
But yeah, Novice comp was mad. Probably I think the best one we've done. Had 20 lifters, which was mad. Had the highest amount of external lifters, so people who train at other gyms with other coaches, which was cool too. So it's definitely a lot of new faces. But it was mad. Had the barbecue going, sold some apparel out the front, and yeah, just overall good vibes.
Yeah,
good vibes.
Absolutely. The external stuff is something we're going to be pushing more of.
For sure.
Dids is going to set up a bit of a calendar for next year, which will include the APA comps. When are we thinking APA?
So in the next month, this is what I'm hearing from APA, they'll be starting to open up the calendar. So as soon as I can, I'll book in our comps. We'll probably try go one about 3 to 4 months into the year and one maybe like 5-6 months after that. So I'd say probably March, April, we look for our first one, and then again in another 6 months, our two sanctioned ones, and then we'll aim to do 3 novices again. So this is the first year that we'll be doing 3 novices. We've done the 2, and then the next one is coming up November 22nd to finish the year off. But yeah, we'll as soon as we can, we'll be planning into next year, having all those dates set so people can start to
and we'll set out a few emails for that novice comp, because the plan is the novice is before, so the novice session prior. And
so then, on the 22nd, the novice comp is going to start from 8 a.m. We can the cap we could have is probably 28 overall lifters. So that's the most amount we can fit into that time slot. And then the sanction comp will be on from midday. There's 30 spots. 24 of them have been sold last time I checked. So there's 6 spots available if you're keen to do the sanction comp. The cool addition to our upcoming sanction comp is we've got the prize money for best male and best female, $200 each. We've also got most improved. So to do this one, to win that one, you need to have done at least one sanction comp. And then whoever has the highest increase from their previous comp on formula will also win $200. So if you don't think you're going to win best female lifter, but you're on a tear with your training, you're making gains.
Love that.
Even if you've done one comp and your second comp, you reckon you're going to hit a big PB, this could be your one. So the 6 spots left, grab them while they're there.
Nice.
Mad.
Very nice. Awesome. James, how'd you go on the day?
Oh, it was mad. I had, 7 people? You guys helped me out hugely, so thank you. Shouts out to you too.
I don't reckon that helps you that much. I'm just being honest.
Nah, you did.
I feel like I made 1 or 2 loading decisions.
You did what you needed to.
You did.
No, I'm just being honest. I don't feel like I helped you.
You
that
don't
much.
feel like you helped, but you did your job.
Just being
You just being there, knowing that you were.
Oh no, I did actually. Yeah, no, I helped a
In the
couple of guys
warm-up
warm up
because it's
room.
hard. James had like
Yeah.
'Cause you were handling
You
it.
had 7 lifters.
Yeah.
Let's
It
go.
was mad. I had a really good time.
That's unreal.
Yeah. So we had 2 externals, Xavier and Lucas. Shouts out. They did really well. PBs across the board for them. Xavier smoked 195 on his squat. I think he hit 100 on his bench. And I can't even remember his deadlift, but might have been 190, maybe 185. I can't remember.
Bigger squat than dead.
Yeah.
squatter.
He's a
That's
he's
not
a proper
a
unit.
common thing.
Yeah. But he had plenty of room on all 3, which was all mad to see. He had a great time. He was super nervous before, but by the end of it, he was like, I want to be back doing more. So that was cool. Lucas, similar boat. A little bit younger. I think it was like 17, 16. So he was just excited to just move some heavy weight. And there was another kid there. I don't know his name.
Xander.
So
Also, I think it was 16, 17.
yeah, those two.
Shout out.
Yeah, those two hit it
He's in
off.
year 11. I asked
Yeah.
him. I spoke to him. I got his,
Yeah,
I got his
yeah,
details.
Got his
Numbers.
dates.
What subjects are you doing? Yeah. So those 2 hit it off really well. They had a good time. PBs across the board for Xavier as well. And then my guys, Shri, Andrew, Samira, and was there one more? I forget now. Oh no.
You hate to forget someone.
Yeah. No, I don't think there was. That
Zoe.
was my team. But Zoe, gym member, like,
You're helping her out.
helping her out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shri, man, like, got to give flowers to Shri. He is an absolute dog. He just
He's got it, doesn't he?
He's got it. He's got it. Shouts out. It's not something that you can develop. You're just born with it.
He's got the mutt.
Yeah, he's got the mutt. He was 5 off his all time for squat, so he hit 170, but it moved way better than when he did it in the gym with us 3 spotting him. Like, he just in that one, he's 175. He got up to the top. He kind of like stumbled forward, just looked really shaky. But he's 170. It was hard. It just
Clean.
It looked clean though. Yeah.
Doing it on they're not the same. Your PRs in the gym are not your PRs on. They are 2 different.
Yeah, absolutely. So the fact that he did that on the day and made it look even better, I was like, man, it's going to be a good day. He ended up hitting 100 on his bench, and then he wanted a 4th. I was like, mad. All right, we're taking it. He hit 102, looked really good. Was probably not much more left there. And then the deadlifts, the spectacular. So I think, the heaviest he pulled in prep was 200 for 5. He hit a shaky 205 a while back. So we were a little unsure of what was going to be the top end. But from his opener, I set a little bit more conservative openers for him. But from his opener, he just smoked it. He was on. So we ended up taking like a 20 kilo jump from his second, which was like, I think 200 into 220. And even that, smoked it. So he hit a 20 kilo PB. He wanted a 4th.
You can't just keep dishing them out. Yeah.
He wanted a 4th. He just wanted to go for, he saw his name up in the headlines. He wanted to go for glory. He's like, James, please give me 250.
250 from 220.
Yeah.
All in. Shri went all in.
Shri went all in.
Did he pull it?
No.
Oh.
Got it to the knees, yeah.
Got it to the knees.
I intervened.
Yeah.
and tried to get him to change it.
Yeah. Look, I said
He was like, I don't care if I miss it, just give it to me.
yeah,
Like,
I put my coaching hat on. I said, Shree, look, it's probably not the wisest decision. It's not going to happen, man. He's like, I don't care. I just want to have a good time. And he
had a good
loaded
time.
up and he had a good time. He sent me a whole message like, I'm G'd up, 250 is the number. Let's go.
You
Let's
gotta
chip
taste
away
for
at
it. You gotta taste for it.
Yeah. So hats off to him. Andrew set PRs as well. He's 7.5 PR on his squat, so he hit 177.5. He hit 170 on bench and failed his last 125. He's hit 122.5 before, but we were just like, we're here now. Let's just go for it. We know you have 122. Let's just see if we got 125. It was a little too hard for him on the day. That's fine. And then he pulled 205, which was, I think the heaviest was 190 that he's pulled. So, yeah, he's keen to do another novice comp. He wants to take a little bit of a break now just to give himself some time to, just kind of wind down from that comp, but also build back up over the break. And he'll look to do next year's ones. So, yeah, we wrapped up all the kind of tentative planning around that. And Samira as well, shouts out. She's been
working online with Samira.
Yeah, working online with Samira. She comes in every Tuesday morning, so she's committed and always asking questions too. She was initially hesitant to get started with powerlifting, was unsure like how to get started too, but just being more involved in this community and like speaking with Trina and Rakic when he's in. I think she just got like a vibe of just the community that we've got here, and like powerlifters aren't these big scary people. So she wanted to give that a go, and she had a really good time. She loved it, got around everyone.
That's the reason we run the novice comps.
Yeah,
they got around her.
Yeah. Her whole family was at the front row. It was mad hearing them cheer for her, and yeah, she just had the biggest smile on her face. So she hit PBs on her squat. I think she hit 95 maybe. Which was a 5 kilo PB. Her bench as well, she hit a 2.5 kilo PB. She hit 60, and then deadlifts, same there. Everyone just fucking elevates on deadlifts, and she hit 142 when her best was 130. So
with our novices, if you've listened to us talk about them before, we do fourth attempts, just a fun thing. Often novice comps, people don't realize what they've got, and then there's room there, but there was a lot of fourths this time around. Like I think it was Jack Scott and Andreas had like 13 attempts. It was just
What?
They both went 13 for 13. I think.
They did a fifth attempt.
What did Jack Scott hit?
They both fifth attempted 200 and got it. Deadlift.
13 from 13.
For the deadlift.
So just in powerlifting, get 9 for 9. You're pretty happy.
We've done 1.5
We've
comps.
had the first 13 for 13.
Done 1.5 comps.
Yeah, they fifth attempt their, because they both did fourth attempt 190, got it, and so we did a fifth attempt 200.
Yeah,
I haven't even touched this thing.
Yeah, I know. It's just been very tentative. No, I don't know. It's just
So they did that.
Yeah. 13
Fifth
from 13.
attempts, 13 from 13.
Fucking oath. Shouts out.
Yeah.
Huge.
I think they fourth attempt did their squats too.
And bench.
Did they fourth attempt?
Definitely
bench?
Jack Scott. I don't know about
Andreas.
I feel like a lifter can only get 1 fourth attempt on. We need to put some parameters.
So
on it.
so with this,
We can do that.
we do have a bit of a time constraint with our next novice comp because we have a sanctioned comp following. We can't go all day. Like at some point we need to wrap it up. So if on the day what the fourth attempts initially started was if we noticed someone had just like so much depth in the tank, we're like, nah, you're doing a fourth.
When the third attempt looks like an opener.
Yeah,
It's just like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
we'll maybe go back to the drawing board. That might what it be. It's not a guaranteed you'll get one, but if you need one, we'll give you one.
You gotta earn it.
maybe we need to set up a little VBT stand on the side and track the bar speed. And
I like that idea. Yeah.
if it doesn't meet the threshold, we can't.
No fifth attempts.
No fifth
Yeah, I
attempts.
reckon that's it. No,
I reckon a lifter can only get 1 fourth across the whole day.
and no fifths. Yeah, no more
That's
fifths.
fair.
We're
Yeah.
done with fifths.
And no one's going to use it on their bench, so it'll be between squat and dead.
Yeah.
I think it's a deadlift thing. Most of the time,
Yeah.
it's going to be a deadlift thing.
Yeah. Or do we just leave them for deads?
I reckon leave them for deads.
Leave them for deads,
Leave 'em
but
for
no
deads.
fifths.
Yeah.
Definitely no
And
No
then
fifths.
the lesson is they just got to train hard.
Yeah, because I think
Move
if
your
you
opener
tell
hard
someone
faster.
they're gonna have a fourth, it can maybe they're
because
betting on that a
you
little
don't
bit.
want it to impact the decision. It can't be like, oh, we'll just go to 200 on the third because I could then go to 210. It's like,
go
no,
on the third.
we want you to go to 205
Yeah.
on the third, and
for
actually
sure.
like try.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah. Like it can't impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to be like safeguarded.
But I think yeah.
Otherwise, it just taints the whole
So it's
thing.
like we've got 5 pieces of paper that say it's like bang. Once one's gone, there's only 4 left. Who's gonna get it?
yeah, there has to be a limit on them.
Yeah, we'll do that next time.
Yeah.
So that's it's a bit of a lucky dip.
Nice.
Bit of a lucky dip.
I think Max Kendall was the highlight of Novice Comp.
Oh,
man.
Max Kendall smacked it. So
Is that a bumpy road?
is that a bumpy road? So there's been some injuries and then just things popping up when he had comps plan, work, this, that. He's had a few of them he's wanted to do that haven't worked out, but couldn't have gone better for him. PB'd squat 190, equal PB bench
Massive.
117, deadlifted 250 on the
Huge.
third for the PB, which was mad, and then 260 on the fourth, which was crazy. Like it was just
260.
260.
That's
unreal.
big.
Yeah.
Unreal fourth attempt. Like that was proper.
He
Just
had everyone
0 kilos
around
left.
him.
That's a fourth. Like he left it all out there. Like, oh, that was mad. He loved it. He smacked it. Like, couldn't have gone better. So well done, Max.
I was jumping and I fist bumped in the air and I hit the fan. I was like, oh, fuck.
on the,
But yeah, it was
'cause
mad.
on the stream, which was bad. We actually got 350 views on the stream.
Yeah,
which was cool.
clap
Thanks-
around James George,
James George and Ben DeCruz.
Ben DeCruz,
Thank
shouts
you
out,
for
yep,
helping
yep.
out.
the
with
new stream guy.
setting up the stream. So like most of the day, like, you know, I just had a flick through after the comp, like the audio's like normal, you hear people, but then when Max is doing his fourth, because Michael's on the microphone, everyone's screaming, the audio is cooked. It's like, like it just erupts because everyone just, it's the last lift of the
Upper
day.
limits.
Like,
Yeah, that was
unreal.
unbelievable.
260. Yeah.
Upper limits.
Well done, Max.
And Dan Serlin on the barbecue. How'd we go?
Dan Sherlin and Matty White. So
Yeah,
Matty White,
Dan
shouts
had a
out.
physio appointment in the middle of the novice comp, so Matty White was there
They
to
subbed each other.
What
Yeah,
we've realized is people are going to buy sausages in the 10-minute breaks. Surprise, surprise. Who would have thought? So, like, Dan happened to be in physio at that time, and I walked outside, and Matty White was there, and there was a line of like 10 people. I'm like, shit, I got to help Matty out here. So I jumped in. We started serving them up. It was mad.
What were those sausages? They were mad.
We had lamb and rosemary. We had Italian pork.
Gourmet.
I think I
mild,
had the
and
the
we
Italian
had,
pork.
beef and Worcestershire
And it was
sauce.
just on a home Weber. Was it?
a Weber
Just
Q.
a little Weber.
A Weber Q.
Did
Just
you ever
fucking-
see the Matt Tilley gotcha calls?
Oh,
When he used to ring up the butcher and ask him about the sausages, and he'd be like, "Yeah, we've got pork and fennel," and he'd be like, "What's in the pork and fennel?" And he'd just be going like every time, "Yeah, lamb and roast. What's in the lamb and?"
Far out.
And the guy'd be getting like so
I haven't
pissed
heard
off.
of Matt Tilley.
Yeah, I
like
forgot
Matt
about
Tilley
that.
gotcha
Gotcha
calls.
call.
Yeah, that was on the radio.
The
Yeah.
sausage one was all time.
Taking it back.
All time.
Yeah. Because Dan wants to do a spit. Is he serious
The
about
spit's
this?
happening. So Dan has, because he's the type
Have
of
you
guy
heard about
who-
this?
No.
So Dan has
I was
purchased
unaware of all this
for
when he rocked
himself
up with the barbecue.
a spit that can hold 60 kilos of meat. And his thought process is if it's rated for 60, we'll put 30 on there and we'll have no dramas because you don't want to be pushing it to its limit.
Yeah.
But he's all in.
He
Where
wants to cook a
all
spit on that day.
His only requirement
The
is that we
novice
give him a
scraper.
tent so he doesn't get rained on.
Yeah.
It just in the event that it rains. But we're getting in early, 7 a.m.
How's he going to cook the bread? Who's going to prep the salads? Who's making the wraps?
So we need hands on deck. I think Matty White is keen to be part of the
Matty White, the
barbecue.
sous chef.
Sous chef. I'll make the tzatziki. Then we've got to sort out salads, and then we'll buy some breads. We'll buy some breads in later. But it's happening. So we need to make it work.
You
Come
need
down,
the
support
sats
the
in
team.
a squirt bottle.
I like that. I like that.
So just fucking
Yeah.
Well, you
make
asked
10 at a
Craig
time.
to, and he'll be listening.
We've
to
got a
this.
few chefs in the community.
Yeah,
I said,
you asked Craig
Craig's
to
a
make
bread
pita
guy.
bread.
Craig
Yeah.
reckons he can make focaccia. Like we're going all in. Like
I'm going
this
all
is-
in. We might need to make a strength culture kitchen.
We need to just we
Sounds
need
like
some
we've got another community of it.
100%. But no, this is
Craig's cooking corner.
Craig's
Yeah.
cooking. Craig's cooking. Because like I didn't even
Craig's
pick
kitchen.
Matty White because I thought he was into barbecuing. I was just like, I need someone. I was grab Matty White, but he rose to the occasion.
he's a sous chef.
Loved
He
it.
rose.
Loved
Yeah,
it.
sous
It's all
chef
about it.
rose.
Tell him what to do. He'll do it.
100%. Bang.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
The bear. Imagine Dan like yelling
Oh
at him
my
at the back.
Oh,
I just don't know how you're going to do a spit for.
We're starting at 7-8. We've got to start early. We've got to start
How long
early.
does the spit take?
Hours.
You can be
Yeah,
eating
to
in
get
3
the
hours.
first cut in.
You can be eating in 3 hours. 2-3 hours.
Yeah, I'm not.
Depends on the size. 2-3
Let's
hours.
just cook the outside, but it's you're there all day slicing.
And you just put in one of them little pot things.
and
And then
you
you
get the
just-
aluminium
and you
trays.
just sear it up. when you need.
You don't even not even if needed, but that's if it's cooked enough, you can just
Aluminium tray and then foil it should be all right. And then if you need to, you can have some and heat it up in a pan.
because you can have the small charcoal barbecue.
It's a big process.
But Dan
It's a big
if Dan
process.
Dan's
Serlin
committed.
if Dan Serlin does something, he does it. He had everything. He had the full works. He had
He
the charcoal barbecue going for his own steak. He cooked us eggs at the end of the
Like,
day.
he cooked his own steak.
He bought a hanger steak. Crazy. Like, the butcher's one.
His own chimichurri sauce.
Oh, man. His chimichurri was
Dan the man.
unbelievable. So, yeah. If Dan's in, he's in.
He's
Did
in.
he show you his chopping board?
We ate off his chopping board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Chopping board?
Apparently it's homemade or
Yeah.
made from some dude in Canada.
He showed me his chopping board when I was at his place one time.
Is it like a huge one?
Yeah, it's proper. It was like
a butcher block?
Butcher block. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars
Yeah.
for this bit of wood.
I like it.
And he was bringing them out. He had like different sizes. Show
He doesn't do things lightly. So we're going all in.
boards.
The speed is
When
happening.
he commits, he commits.
He commits.
Yeah.
You can rely on him.
Mate.
Nice. The souvlaki. Strength. We need a name for it. Souvlaki hut.
We'll work it. We'll
We'll
workshop
workshop it.
names.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll go back to the drawing board.
Souvlaki hut. Kudafiti's one.
Kudafiti's.
That was
Kuda.
Kudafiti's.
Yeah.
Kuda.
He
was
was the
so
coach of the
Kids eat
Victorian
free.
team, I believe. The
Was that?
Legends game.
Oh, was he?
Was he?
Shane Crawford was the All-Stars.
Croft's always involved. Yeah.
And
He was at this game.
well,
that you went to.
Kudafiti's walked past us like multiple times. I think he was the Victorian coach, I think.
Oh, he was the coach. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I believe.
Kuda.
But he walked past us multiple times, dressed in like the more
Souvlaki hut.
in the more coaching attire, like black pants with the polo.
Formal. Yeah.
Tucked in polo.
Formal coaching. Yeah. Not the Souvlaki hut. Fucking.
No, that's like that.
Nice.
I don't know if he's still doing that.
I think
Nah,
it's-
so
it's
that closed
closed
down
down,
a
yeah.
long time
Long
ago.
I remember me and my old man when I was like 10, Dad was like, we're going to get a souvlaki from Kudafiti's. It was like a 50-meter drive and it was not
Templestowe.
good.
It was not.
not good.
It was not good. Yeah.
It was not. There was like 4 bits of meat in there, and they were like it was like cubed meat. I was like, this isn't a souvlaki.
No good.
Tastes like shit. Yeah.
No good.
You can't beat a good souvlaki though.
You
Not
can't.
at all. All right, we'll have to see how we go. Charcoal grill returns.
I still got. I got a couple.
Yeah,
people to
shout
touch on.
out,
Shout out.
shout them out.
So we know
Charles.
Jack Scott and Andreas took 5th attempt deadlifts for 200. Both of them loved it. Actually, all 4 of my guys loved it. So, which is usually what the case.
Normally what happens.
Normally, what happens.
That's why we do these things.
They love it by the end.
They love it.
So 180 squat for Jack, which again massive PR. Andreas, I think he finished on 165, but he has some depth issues. But again, novice comp depth, we'll allow it. But it was
Flexible.
yeah, borderline.
After his opener, they were like, look, we gave it to you, but just get a bit deeper. Come on.
Brendan was still just giving him reds. Brendan was like, come on, Brendan. It's a novice
Brendan
comp.
was the one. 2-1.
Fucking Brendan. Still flinging out the reds. Bench, he benched 105, I believe. Again, I'm just, the numbers always, if I get them wrong, apologies. And then 122.5 for Jack Scott, or 120?
I think it was 122.5.
122.5.
On bench.
On bench, yeah?
No, I think he hit 125.
125.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He had the collars on,
Bro.
the thing I posted.
Did I see Cal bench 145 for a triple?
Yeah.
That was a 4th
You
attempt.
140
Was
for
that
triple.
4th attempt?
That
Yeah,
happens,
that's
yes.
right. He 4th attempt. So he 4th attempted his squat, 4th attempt his bench,
And
fifth
5th,
attempt.
that's how he got, that's how you get to 13.
There you go.
That's
That's how you get
That-
to 13 lifts.
yeah.
that's exactly what we're trying to move away from. That's exactly
Jack Scott
what
is the first and last person to go 13 for 13. Never again. Not happening.
Never.
Sorry, Jack.
And then, so
it's called the Jack Scott rule.
The Jack Scott rule.
the
Yeah.
Jack Scott rule. Yeah. So Andreas, really good day. Then Calvin and Hamish were the 2. Calvin Reedy's online client started at the start of the year. He's been loving it.
I really enjoyed coaching him when you were away.
Calvin,
Yeah.
he's very chill. He's easy. He's
Yeah.
very easy to
Took the feedback on board quickly.
Yeah.
Like, straight. Next session, he's like, here it is. And it's
he's
like,
another
yeah.
one with the depth. We just gotta.
Oh, really?
He knew it too. So I think pin squats are the go for him. I think he needs that external.
Yep.
Thing to just reach for to make sure that he's hitting depth, and just because he's an online client, the pin squats are just easy to
Standardize
yeah.
it.
So he squatted one. Fuck, I always, because I've got the comp plan here, but I believe we went under for him. I think it was 175 because of the depth issue. Because I wanted to get to 177, 180, but I remember cutting it a bit short because of the depth issue. Might have been 172.5. It was definitely under. So again, depth, but again, these are why you got to train to depth and practice hitting depth. Bench was 102.5, and then deadlift again. He'd done 232.5 in training, but he trains on a very whippy bar with bumpers, so we only got to 225.
Yeah.
That's all right.
He felt the difference. I said, yeah, like he knew straight away.
Stiff bar.
The stiff bar, the plates.
Yeah, and especially 230 on a bumper.
Yeah,
like
get a
that
bit of
bar's
whip.
The heavier you lift, the more it's going to bend, so the more you're going to get out of it.
Once you get over 200 on a
get a
whippy
bit of
bar
whip.
with bumpers. Yeah.
Hamish loved it as well. He was very apprehensive to do it because he even said to me, he goes, I thought it would be way more serious than what it is, but he loved it. Again, he's only started up, 6 months ago. Didn't really have much backing in strength, like very new. He'd done some PT stuff, but it sounded like a bit more like circuit group
Just
training,
general training,
kind of stuff. And he was just like, I want to lift heavier. So he came in, he's a tradie, and squatted 120, which he was happy. I think that was 5 kilos heavier than he'd ever done before. Benched to 82.5, and then deaded 160. I've got the projected here was 162.5, but I believe it was 160 again. Just like the standard thing. By the end, you're a bit fatigued. Like people don't realize how hard it is to do all.
Yeah, it's a different thing. The
lifts.
comp 13 lifts. It's
13
hard
lifts.
doing 13 lifts on a day.
Doing 9.
Like G yourself up, like
Especially if you're getting amped up. Yeah,
mentally, like
it's hard.
Yeah, just the mental load is
for sure.
man. 13 is a
So-
lot of lifting.
He loved it though. Loved it, and was already asking about the next one.
Mate. Because it's funny, I think on the Monday, like,
He was in last
He was
night.
kind of like
the Monday before, like, you were like, oh,
Didn't
man,
wanna
you're doing
do
the
it.
comp. And he was like, oh, yeah, but like,
I
nah,
was a
man,
bit
you're doing
nervous.
it.
Yeah,
Come on. He was like,
he
even
wasn't
unsure
sure if he was doing
it.
it, but his
Yeah.
name was down already. And then he's so funny. Like he's got lifting shoes, and he would tell me, I just got them from this dude, Marketplace.
Loves
like,
Marketplace.
Yeah, he loves it. Marketplace Shark.
Loves it as much as my brother loves it.
Yeah, and he like got a good deal for it.
Sniffing out deals.
yeah. He's got the knee sleeves. I think he might have bought a belt, or he was using your belt downstairs. But then on the day, he rocks up trackies, nice top. He's got his low dunks on. I'm like, man, are you competing today, or are you spectating? He's like, no, I'm
Steezy.
competing.
He's
Yeah,
unique.
That was the other
He
one.
loves his
Andreas competed
Steezy.
in his jumper, and he was like throwing people, like leaning at the tech test. Was like, oh, like is he going for a attempt? Like usually people in t-shirts.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like jumper, bang, smack out.
You
Right.
got to
Like,
remember,
it was mad.
both Hamish and Andreas have no exposure to the powerlifting
Yeah,
world
yeah.
at all. Like both of them, zero.
Yeah.
They especially Andreas. He's literally just came in because he wanted to lift weight. He wanted to get his knees better
Yeah.
first because he was playing soccer, and then
Isn't he in season?
No, he stopped playing.
Ah,
He wants to lift.
yeah.
He wanted to get his
Another one.
Let's go.
he wanted to get his knees better. So they're much better. We referred him out and got some external help as well from someone as well. But his knees are feeling good, and yeah, he's lifting and liking it. But he's got no exposure. So for him, it's just be like, yeah,
It's a testing game.
I said wear whatever you want, so he wore whatever he wanted. Which there's it's an obvious.
There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it.
Wear
It's
whatever
just,
you
it
want.
just, it's weird though because you see a jump, you're like, oh, like,
Yeah.
no, but then I guess it's just whatever. He's smacking it. Yeah.
Yeah, a hoodie. It might be a first time for a hoodie.
Woody.
It threw me off because he dresses well. He dresses nicely.
Ah,
So I was just
Hamish, yeah.
Hamish.
Mate.
I was just like, man, you have all the gear. What is it? What's going on? Are you competing?
It's so common though, like people, and like you had it with Eamon for that sanction cop like a month ago, and he was like
Yeah,
the week
of.
prior, he was ready to pull out.
Because his elbow hurt.
Yeah,
And then, I said to him, let's just do the comp and we'll just pull your bench back. We can still push you dead and squat, and he still got.
And he
ended up
loved
hit, he hit a PR on his bench anyway.
yeah, exactly.
So,
And then like,
yeah.
like it's such a common for whatever reason, people are hesitant, people are unsure, they don't have the confidence, they think their injuries or niggles and stuff are going to set them back. But I don't know. It's like 100% strike rate once you get into it and you're there on the day and it's fun. And
No one's like, oh, I shouldn't have done this today. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like outside of like an injury or something.
short of getting
yeah.
injured, people
Yeah.
are like, man, that was worth
That was-
doing.
yeah.
I'll probably do another one.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's right. That is, obviously with more focus on the open conversation, bit of a team meeting here. Novice comps in reality are meant to be for first timers. Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Where do we stand on like how many novice?
I reckon two max.
I reckon two's a
Two
good-
novice
Because
comps.
here's where I see it. If someone's like super fresh, like, 12 weeks of training, get him in the novice comp. Understandably, that experience for them is probably going to be, pretty new and like they're not going to lift that much because they're new to training. All right, maybe 6 months later, they've put in a solid, maybe at that point, 6 to 9 months of training, do another one, smack it. At that point, it's like, on
Move
you
them
go.
on.
Move them on.
So we're saying two
I think
is
two.
I reckon
what
2 max.
they need.
Because the whole point is that you're in an environment where you're surrounded by people who are also just getting into it. Like, because hypothetically, if you rock to the novice comp
true.
and 10 people are just like super experienced, they're like,
Yeah.
10 people are squatting 250.
that's the thing as well. Like, Max
yeah,
is an outlier. Max is
Yeah.
genuinely a novice, but it just happens to be that
He's done 3 years
He's
of
been
really good
training. It's
training.
just things happen. He hasn't been able to. He wanted to compete before, but most people at the novice aren't going to deadlift 260. Like, they're not going to be, squatting 200. Like, so part
That's
of
not,
the
like a 195 squat. That's massive.
That's it. That's
Absolutely,
it.
yeah. And he had room, too.
So that's, and so it's not saying like, if you're too strong, don't do the novice. If you're genuinely a novice, do
you're
it.
new,
But
yeah.
if the whole novice is just full of people who are like definitely been powerlifting for like 2-3 years, it's like, well, that's not the vibe we're looking for. We're looking for people who are,
It's meant to be
new
kicked
environment.
back,
and you're
yeah.
amongst people who are also training, who are a bit more kick back around.
Because now that we're bringing in externals, how do we
True. How do you
have to have
mediate
that as a
How
like?
do you
How many,
moderate
have
it?
you done novice comps in the past or something?
Yeah,
Or do we just put a
it's-
line on the
I
page?
think
Like,
most people will naturally though.
I think
Surely with
most
it
people who've
being
done
a
sanctioned
novice,
comps
yeah.
will want to just, if they're going to compete, they're going to want to do sanctioned comps. Because they might be like, oh, what am I doing novice comp?
If you're jumping in and you're like well experienced into a novice comp, I think there's some greater issues there.
I remember once Martin Ewan, I think he put prize money on a novice comp, and there was like two
Man, he
two
gave away,
blokes.
he gave away a
A
barbell.
barbell, that's what it
And
was.
some guy rocked up and
Oh, man.
And
Yeah.
totaled like 850, like squatted and deadlifted like 330 and benched like
Yeah, we don't want
190.
that. That's not a novice
Yeah,
comp.
okay.
Like, what are we doing?
It took the barbell. See you later.
See you later.
It says novice for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, it's a tough one with externals, but I think generally speaking, if we just say this is a novice comp, 90% of
first-timers.
people are gonna rock up and be new.
Because
Like,
it says
I
that
don't
on the ticket page. It's like there's no weigh-ins. It's no just come.
You're
like,
not wearing a soft suit.
Yeah,
like
there's no
fucking-
formal.
I think-
and because we want people to feel relaxed, it's a good entry point.
Putting a prize on a novice comp's a bit silly in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think it defeats
For
the
that
purpose.
reason, because then
I think he had a sponsor. And that's,
Either way,
that's how
though,
it-
yeah.
That's how
yeah,
it
it just seems a bit silly because then you're going to get that issue of someone totaling 800.
And just ruin the
with
day
a
of someone who's
480
really
Wilks.
proud
Yeah.
to total 500 the first time, and then someone just ruins it and comes in and totals 850.
has a subtotal of 600.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
If it ever happens, I might be like, hey, mate, between you and me, maybe this isn't the comp for you. We'll give you a refund.
Trying to go to sanctioned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can do our sanctioned.
yeah.
I'm saying one max.
Nah, it has to be
I
more than
reckon
one.
two. I think two.
Really?
Because some people, as Did said, literally sign up.
Yeah.
Like
12
that
weeks
lead
out.
that came in this week, who's like,
Yeah.
get me into a comp as quickly as possible. If that person's got literally like a month of strength
And they
training
bench like
experience,
70 or something, or 60 at their
And
first comp. Like, yeah.
it's like they're still so far out of like
in 6 months, they're still a novice. Okay, maybe in 2 years or
Yeah.
18 months, at that point, okay, you're probably outside of that
it can't be
novice
one.
range.
It
but
can't
Fair
be
enough.
one. Yeah.
Two, I think two. If you're doing 3-4, it's like, what are we doing? Here?
Like all those guys that I did were all fit. They could all do another one.
Yeah.
Easy. Before then they make the decision to
And
go.
which and here's
big
the point. The reason why they did fifth attempts is because they're new and there's that
That's-
lack of understanding of where they're really at. Like once you are experienced, you're going to get to your third attempt and you might have a little bit more, but you're not going to be doing fifth attempts because you know where you're at. You have a gauge for where your numbers are. Like that's only going to happen once. Like Jack Scott's not going to do a fifth attempt next time because he's just going to open at a point where
Yeah,
it
because
allows
we're
us to set
bringing
him
in the
up for
Jack Scott rule.
Yeah.
only once.
The
That
golden
happened
rule.
once and that wasn't a
13 is wild.
Yeah.
13 is crazy. Who did we have do 6 deadlifts once?
No, I think that happened. I think
Or was it
fifth-
5? It was
fifth.
5.
Richard
Yeah,
did 5. Richard did 5.
He had to like
Ah,
40
6.
kilos to his deadlift PB. or
Yes,
something.
yes. But once again, Richard, same thing. He was 3 months into training, like full stop. Like that was novice,
Yeah.
proper novice,
Yeah.
novice. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Nah, I rate it.
Great.
And this is why we like comp days. I think this just sums
These
it
things
up.
find
It's
out.
just
We
like
find these things out. That's
like
it.
people who are unexpected, like Shri, just to like fucking love it and thrive.
Yeah.
Samira,
Samira.
yeah, like just
100%.
they thrive in it. People, yeah, you gotta jump into those opportunities. And I think we've got obviously the novice comp. What's the date again? If you're interested,
The 22nd of November is our next sanction and novice comp.
so if you're a gym member or an online client or a coach member, just message your coach or speak to Dids and we'll put you down there. It's included in your membership. You don't have to pay any extras. If you're an external person from the gym, just follow the potty or the content or some of the social media stuff. We'll be sending out an email this week with the ticket link, the specific ticket link, and we'll throw it in the bio as well. So it will be limited though, like 24, you said, 28.
So overall, we can get to 28 lifters. However, we are always going to try save at least half of those for our lifters. So we've already got a couple down. So realistically, looking for about 10-ish externals. If it happens to be 6 weeks out and we haven't had that many of our internals do it, we might open up some more, but we're not going to put, 20 available for externals from the outset because we always want to save some for the team.
And the goal for next year, we'll run 3 novices.
And 2 sanctioned.
That will be double sessions, preferably.
Double session. That's the goal. So
the goal is to get the novice comp to a double session.
If we go to double section, that's when we can start looking at 40 lifters, 50 lifters, like that. And that's definitely feasible. It's just obviously we'll put the word out there and build them up. That's it.
Yeah.
And have a spit.
And have a spit. Yeah, see how we go.
I can't wait for that.
The spit will be bang on. Nice. There was one other thing that we were going to chat about today, which is related to hard training. And I think it ties in really well with this idea of like people...
First-timers,
maybe first time peaking. Maybe you haven't peaked, but you're trying to push yourself. Maybe you do a novice comp, a testing day. Actually, we got a testing day coming up as well. When's that? October.
So we just locked that in today, October 25th. We're going to do a 5RM day. Me and James are talking... Because we've got the comps, we've got the novices, we've got push for run. We want to do something else that's, we've done them before, the 5RMs that are just a chance to push yourself that's not a comp. You don't have to peak for it. And we think 5 is just a number. I think anything more than that is just like weirdly high. Anything less than that, it's almost a 6. I think 5 is perfect. I think starting strength got it right. 5 is the perfect number. 5 RMs. We're just going to stick to 5 RMs. So, yes, 5 RMs.
And you can do any lift?
Whatever you want. If you want to do squat, if you want to do all of them, if you want to do just 2 of them. But yeah, squat, bench, deadlift, or
variations.
Or variations thereof. October 25th. So that'll be the next one.
5RM day. Mad. But yeah, we wanted to chat about like getting this experience of testing yourself, pushing yourself, what hard training is and how you can develop that a little more. Because it probably is the thing that we have to coach the most, especially with newer people. It's the skill that takes a bit longer to develop than just like learning the skill of squatting or whatever. Is actually just the mental attitude to training hard. James, you had a few points related to like AMRAP, like what strategies people can employ.
Yeah, well, it's really easy to communicate to someone what hard training is, right? We have a way of going about it, 1 to 10 rating, get close to failure, that sort of thing. But I think a lot of that can get wishy-washy when trying to apply it. So the easiest way that I try and implement it with a lot of the people that I'm currently working with, and even in my own training, is like AMRAP sets. So actually pushing past this point of like a burning sensation. Quite often people will associate that with hard training, like of feeling the burn, working up a sweat, feeling the pump. Like those are all things that happen within training, but not necessarily reflective of productive training. So doing an AMRAP set pushes you past those points when those things happen pretty quickly. Let's say, for instance, like a leg extension is a classic one where the burn happens really quickly, and to the point where people will stop very early. And so an easy way to just kind of get past, well, not an easy way, but a strategy to get past that and kind of push closer to your max effort is just kind of taking a moment to stop mid-set, let that kind of wash over. It's a couple of seconds, not even...
Like max 5 seconds.
Yeah, and then go again until you can't do anymore. Like, essentially that is an AMRAP set, as many reps as you can possibly do. Where the goal is getting close to your max effort, where we know that as long as we're ticking that box, there's productive training where we're building strength, building muscle, all those good things that we're in the gym for. Like, yeah, I think that would be the biggest one that I use currently with 99% of people.
And I think something that can be worthwhile keeping in mind, especially for people newer to lifting or newer to RPE-based training, obviously everything we do is RPE, all our programming, is that if an RPE, for example, if an RPE 8 is prescribed, that means you think you have 2 reps left in the tank. But I think often where people get it twisted is they think that I could definitely do 2 reps. So it's like, no. You could only do 2 more reps. And it happened with Lucas, one of James's new lifters, the other day. He was hitting a set of deadlifts. The third set was prescribed an RPE 8. He hit it. I was like, awesome, man. How'd that feel? What RPE do you reckon that was at? And he was like, yeah, I think I could do 2 more reps. And after that, it might get pretty hard. I'm like, oh, no. So here's the thing, man. An RPE 8's prescribed. It means 2 more, and like that's it. And so if we run the example, he did a set of 5. The 6th rep would be pretty hard. The 7th rep would be the hardest rep you could possibly think of. It would be slow. You'd almost miss it. That's the point. So people see an RPE 8, it's like, oh yeah, there's 2 reps left in the tank. It's like, no. An RPE 8 is actually very challenging if you're actually doing it. So it doesn't mean 2 good reps. It doesn't mean 2 easy reps. It's 2 reps and then failure. Then nothing more. So
and the easiest way, I think, to also, sorry to jump quickly on the back of that.
That's okay.
But jump. No, I was remembering. Yeah. I think the easiest way to gain context around like a prescription like that, RPE 8 or 7, where it's a little bit further away from
it's not a 10. It's not a 10.
It's not a 10. Is to do those really hard sets where it's pushing you pretty much at your max effort. I think that's the only way that you can really understand what an RPE 8 feels like, what an RPE 7 feels like, what an RPE 9 feels like, what even a max effort feels
because
like.
I think every set that is rated with RPE, it's all in reference to an actual maximal effort or failure. So if you've never failed a squat, if you've never done a squat and be like, oh yeah, I could definitely only get 1 more rep and that's it. Anything that you're subtracting from there, you're not going to be accurate, or your accuracy is going to be limited.
Yeah,
it's going to be a blur. Yeah, very blurry.
And at the end of the day, like just to make it clear, like you don't have to have perfect RPE selection. If we prescribe you an 8 and you actually do a 7, that's fine. Like it's not about being perfect. It's just if someone prescribes you an 8 and you do a 6 or a 5.5, okay, we've got a problem there. So there's a range we can work in. It's not about being perfect. It's just about being close enough.
Close enough, yeah. You're hitting a broad target, but we're still trying to be somewhat specific with the loading of it. Yeah,
for sure.
I think another big thing, like to cherry pick on the AMRAP idea, is something I use with my clients, and I coach slightly different like population. Generally, I just coach coaches, but a lot of them are learning RPE, and that's sort of why they come to me, because they want to learn this stuff and they want to learn how to implement it with clients and those sort of things. One thing that I like doing with people is keeping failure, like it's always in there somewhere. There's always something in the program where it's actually just prescribed at a 10. At an RPE 10 or an AMRAP or 0 reps in reserve, whichever way you want to frame it. Just having something all the time in there. And you can always have it in things like your arm training, leg extensions, leg curls, ab work, certain machine movements. Overhead pressing is another good one, I think, for like dumbbell overhead pressing and things like that. You can't always have failure with deadlifting and squatting because there's just so much like systemic fatigue that comes with it, and it's a big risk. But you can definitely filter it in somewhere, so there's always this touch point that you can sort of challenge that psychological sort of demon that's telling you to stop a little early, because it is one of the like that. I think out of all of the criticisms of RPE based training, I think that is the one that holds the best merit, is that people psychologically don't know what it actually feels like, and they've got no context for it. So how the fuck are they actually? So you actually have to build that in if you are a coach and looking to develop it, not just for yourself but with your clients as well. So always having some failure touch points in there. Another thing you touched on was some of those other like proxies of like good training, what people think or perceive to be good training. So you brought up the pump or the burn. What was the other one you brought up?
Just working up a sweat.
Yeah, working up a sweat. Yeah, like people. I just want to like open up that conversation of like, when we say, "Are you training hard enough?" What are we actually fucking talking about?
It's proximity to failure. How
you reckon that's the only thing?
Okay. I think that's the first thing that comes to my mind. If you say training hard enough, I'd say being within being appropriately close to failure. Yeah. I think that's definitely.
I think that's like 80% of it.
That's definitely the first thing that we're thinking about.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
I would definitely be considering whether they're consistently hitting training as well. Like, is it something that they're enjoying? Like that, I think ties into whether they are pushing hard enough. Because if they're not consistently hitting training, they're probably just not moving the needle in a meaningful way. If they're not enjoying their training as well, they're more than likely dragging their heels through training. So they're probably not ticking that box of just training hard enough.
Sure, and if you're training hard enough, but you have 3 days prescribed, and you're consistently doing 2, like obviously there. Consistency, that's going to be a part of it too. So ensuring there's an adequate amount of volume and whatever you have prescribed, you're consistently doing. Because if it's on the paper but it's not getting done, like it's just fucking...
And look, yeah, I joke and say like, you know, building up a sweat and the pump and the burn, they're not productive for training. But if it still gets you in the door and training consistently and doing all that, like it's still training at the end of the day. Like training is a hobby. It is a sport for me as well. Like I look at it through the lens of it just being exercise. So if that person is getting in, doing something awesome, but can we then change their lens of it through training through proximity to failure, sprinkling in some of their stuff that they really like, and that in itself becomes productive training. Yeah. That would be what I would tick off when I'm looking for someone, that wants to just elevate their training.
Yeah, I think one other point to that would be that, so let's say that they are consistent, they're doing regular training, it's progressing and all of that sort of stuff. But I think another thing that falls within hard training is it's more than just like your main lifts. Like you actually have to have that attitude for
every exercise
that you're actually doing. Like you can't just...
I've caught myself recently... we just need a better word for it, because we've had this discussion before where how like, you know, there's no such thing as accessories, everything's a main lift. Yes, I'm all on board with that. However, there's just a word that's lacking. Like I didn't want to say accessories because even though I definitely do, like every week I say accessories, but there was this one time like I just didn't want to use the word accessories, so I said your non-SPD lifts, because I was like I don't want them to be viewed as... Because
they're lifts.
And here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with having a tier of priorities in your training. And obviously, if you train in a powerlifting sense, SBD is the highest priority. Yes, agreed. That's fine. However, if you see it as your comp lifts and everything else, it very quickly can become there's important lifts and there's these other lifts that don't really matter.
It's got to tick the box.
There can be a tier, but it shouldn't be like here, like high and low. It should be maybe tier 1 and like 1B or something. Yeah. So. Yeah, sometimes I think we just need to call them exercises or lifts.
Your lifts.
Because as soon as accessories, your accessories, they're just like the word. What does the word accessory mean? It's like it's an add-in. You throw it's a buy. Just off to the side. Like
actually, touching on that, and what you were saying with the cables and stuff, I almost use that as a tool for especially first timers. I kind of just give them the ticket, or use that as like their ticket for just go train hard, because I think with first timers there's a lot of hesitancy around the bigger lifts with training hard, like around just injury and and form and technique. Yeah, that's that sort of stuff, that's fine. Like we'll get around that until like what's okay, what's productive, all that sort of stuff. But there's already inherently a bit more ease around training hard with a cable, with dumbbells, with just anything. It would
be very rare that someone, because it's completely fair enough for people to have hesitancy around pushing hard with certain lifts due to maybe fear of injury, not being unsure of their technique, this and that. But no one, it's almost, I don't think this ever happened where someone has been, you told someone like AMRAP a cable curl and there was hesitancy around. Like everyone's happy to do that. Like there's very maybe niche examples where that might not be the case, but outside of that, no one's going to be like, oh, I'm not sure about that. They'll be like, yeah, done, I'll do it. Like so, I'll do another rep. Like
using those for like points of context of training hard. Absolutely.
Yeah, and exercises you feel confident with.
I'll often just say to people as well, like, did that feel like that hard set you did with, I don't know, your cable crunches that you did? And they'll immediately go, oh, no, it didn't. And then it just elevates that portion of their training too. Yep. Context is mad. Yep. Context is key.
Context is king.
Yeah.
Nice. King.
Nice.
We love context.
Context is massive. So, hopefully you're training hard enough, team. And if you want to do the Novice Comp, check your emails in the next couple of days. Check social media. We'll put a post up. We'll link in the bio.
DM any of us and we'll put your name down.
DM down. Tickets are $80 for external people. If you're in the gym, client, online or in person, just message your coach and we'll put your name down. Other than that, I think we'll wrap it up there. Thank you very much for checking in for another week, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers later.